Plaintiff Lisa Ferrer says her husband was married to the defendant, and they've had several issues with her in the past. Lisa's suing on behalf of her husband today because they were forced to pay a bill that the defendant is responsible for. Defendant Crystal Lamb says her ex is not a father to their children, and he hasn't even seen them in 3 years. Crystal denies owing Lisa for anything.
Tell me what's going on.
Well, I know Crystal because it's my husband's ex-wife, and we been having issues dealing with her financially, but we never really took upon her to.
We, as in your current husband?
Yeah, my husband. My husband just got back from his 4th deployment, so he couldn't be here today, so that's why I'm here by myself.
What type of issues have you all been having other than this unpaid bill?
Prior to this, there was medical bills that for copay for TRICARE. She was responsible for.
Hold on, ma'am.
And we never got bills in the mail. They all went to her address. She never told him about it, and all of a sudden there was like 16 hits on his credit for all these little bills, like $25, stuff like that. So we paid it, left it alone. Then there was another payment for medical bills, which was about $148 because she agreed to pay half, so about $148 each, and she didn't pay that one either. So then we went into this whole child support, and we ended up giving her $26 out of the child support because we took it out from the money from the medical. What
did you want to say?
Yes, that's true that they have bills that he's responsible for. However, he is not on the correct insurance that he's supposed to be on, which is why we have to pay for it. So I'm not really responsible for them paying what they're supposed to for the bill.
All right, let's get to the bill.
All right, I'm suing her for $3,000 because there was got in the mail in January for $6,682 for a computer that was purchased by both of them. 1,975 days late, so that's why I went up to $6,000. I settled with the company for $3,000 cash, asked her for $1,000 to help pay for it since it was both of their debt. She had the computer. My husband took the old one to Iraq.
I don't have the computer.
All right, ma'am.
And so she didn't respond back except for degrading my husband as a father, didn't say anything about the money. Finally, I wrote her and just said, can you please sign off on the paperwork so we can get it closed, over with, off the records. She told me she did not have time and is sorry if it was inconvenient with us.
Okay. Has your husband given you any type of document to allowing you to represent him today?
Yes, I have my power of attorney.
This is his interest. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ma'am, what do you want to tell me about this debt?
My son's father isn't a father. He has not seen my kids in the last 3 years.
There should be no reason. This is not even pertaining
You need to just
this is not pertaining to the kids. This is pertaining to something totally different.
Ma'am, you talked about her character. Go ahead.
He hasn't seen the kids. He's always contacted me wanting to give up his parental rights, not wanting to see my kids, and then now...
Why?
I'm sorry?
Do you know why? I don't know.
I don't know why.
He does not want to see your kids. He just never has any information where you are.
I gave him my cell phone number, and he chooses not to call.
What is your understanding of why?
Why he's not a father?
Yeah.
Probably because of her.
Okay.
I don't
Why don't
care.
you ask him and see what he says, and maybe you can correct it. But ask on behalf of your children. I know you might not want to talk to them, but you need to ask on behalf of them. And a lot of times when you express the type of feeling that you have towards your ex-husband right now, he may not want to encounter that type of vibe from you.
I don't stop
And
him
in some
from
instances,
contacting
when people behave in your manner and speak in the manner in which I'm hearing you speak, sometimes you play games and manipulate the visitation and the custody. I don't know if that's the case, but for you to say all these bad things about him and you haven't taken the time in 3 years to ask him one question, it just sounds odd. The bill was before the divorce?
Yes, it was April 2005.
And did the divorce decree address the bill?
No.
It didn't.
If you want to see this.
If the divorce decree didn't address the bill, this is a bill that should have been considered or placed into the petition for divorce. But if he overlooked it, then he has to go back. Why wasn't it included? Do you know that?
I don't know. I have the divorce decree right here. It was basically a very quick divorce.
Yeah.
He was.
You agreed that it wasn't included.
No, it wasn't. They divorced in August, right after.
Many
his
people don't
deployment.
know this, but it is the law.
We didn't divorce in August, though. Get your story straight.
It was in August.
Many people do not know that once a judge completes the divorce decree, it's over. Whatever the judge says, who owes this and who owes that, you can't even come together and make a different agreement. You can't say, okay, let's cut this deal. I know the judge says you owe $3,000, but give me $1,000 and it's over with. Well, you give him that $1,000, think it's over with. Then he take you to court and say, I want them other $2,000. He said, well, we had an agreement. Here's a new agreement you and I signed. He said, well, no, Judge, here go the divorce decree. So the judge has to go with the divorce decree beyond any secondary agreement, beyond anything that may have happened. He may have loaned her during the marriage a day before the petition for divorce. He could have loaned her $300,000. Next day she goes to get the divorce. I want a divorce. He fails to put that $300,000 in the divorce petition for consideration. So the judge says, okay, nobody owes anybody anything. Then 1 month later he says, I gave her $300,000. You owe me $300,000. No, I don't. And you just politely, you tell me what the judge says I owe you. Well, the judge didn't know about this, and he doesn't say, well, if the judge didn't know about it and the judge didn't tell me I owe you, I don't owe you. But you know what you do? You go back to the judge, the same judge, you file for an amended petition for the divorce and say, Judge, we left this bill out. This should have been considered, Judge. And then the judge will take it up, he'll look at it, and he'll make that decision. I can't amend your divorce. All I can do is enforce divorce decrees. And this divorce decree says nobody owes anybody anything. I have to go by the order at the time of the divorce. So she got a little slick one going on now. But you can go back or your husband and petition for an amended divorce decree saying we forgot to list this bill, so we need you to rule, Judge, on who should pay this bill. Sorry, but that's the law. Case dismissed. Good luck to you.
You are scandalous.
You're
he's
a stupid hoe.
great father. And
Yeah,
you know
he's
what?
a father. He hasn't seen us
every
for
time,
3 years.
You know what? Because
Grow up.
you wouldn't let
He
him.
has my number.
I would
He has my
always
address. Shut up.
You shut up, Crystal, because I have all these things of you.
Blah,
degrading
blah,
him.
blah, blah. Yeah,
This is
so
what
have
you do.
I.
You're very immature like that.
Yeah.
You sit there and you
Look
act
at you.
like
You're his puppet.
I'm not his puppet. I deal
Why
with all
isn't
the
he
financial.
here? He's here because of the military. Yeah, my husband got off. He's military.
He
Grow
couldn't
up.
get off. Don't tell me to grow up,
Grow up.
Crystal. The way you acted in there is definitely not an immature
You didn't
person.
win. End of story.
It doesn't matter.
Get over
It's
it.
not.
Stop
end of it.
contacting
Don't
me
talk-
unless you
I'm
want.
not going to contact
Have
you.
your husband contact
And you know
me when
what?
he wants to talk about
contacted
the
you because
kids.
whenever you're immature and not even want to deal with anything, whenever I have to take my financial
You
burden
have
on
to
me
step in
you
because
guys
your
suck.
husband's a.
Deal with
That's
the finances.
why.
My husband was deployed, and I dealt with the finances.
Hi, Judge Mathis. My name is Jean-Luc. I wanted to know what is a good online tool or website to learn more about the law before I sue someone in small claims court.
Thanks for your question, Jean-Luc. One website you can go to is my website, AskJudgeMathis.com, where you can seek legal advice and ask specific legal questions. As for other web-based research, there are several sites out there, but just remember that when you seek answers on the internet, you may only find general explanations. If you require something more specific, you'll be better off seeking legal counsel where you live.